So I said to them, if you want to waste a lot of time, it sounds like a good idea. Driven Mofos, welcome back to another episode of The Underestimated Entrepreneur. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Michael Mojo. I'm the founder of Mojo Human Performance Institute, where we focus on business, mindset, and lifestyle hacking for driven mofos. The reason why I do this is that most people waste their life, and I just don't want you to be one of them. So let's talk about the conversation that I had with someone only the other day, and we were talking about them being so busy, and they were over-exaggerating how busy they are, and a lot of people do this as well, and they go, I'm so busy. But when you look at it statistically, based on the Australian Bureau of Statistics, when I looked this up last year, the average Australian spends about 2.6 hours, I believe that it is, on social media per day. And the average Australian spends about 3 hours per day watching television. Now, when you look at that over a year, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of productive time that most people are wasting. Now, I guess you could watch, if your job is to watch sport and you get paid for it, then I guess it's not too bad. But if you're watching 3 or 4 hours of a football match or a rugby match or some sort of match, or you're spending 5 days watching a test cricket match, that's 5 days that you've just wiped off of your calendar of productivity. And you've got to ask yourself, well, what's the purpose? Why am I doing this? Is it just because you like cricket and you're trying to avoid, doing whatever you need to do? Is it helping you to achieve your dream outcome in life? Is it helping you to live the values that you have? I'm not sure. There are some people who that answer is yes, and some people the answer is no. But there are a lot of people out there who waste a lot of time. When someone says that they're busy, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, because most people who are busy are non-productive. And they're non-productive because they run around like craziness and they run around like idiots, and it just doesn't help them get anywhere. The analogy that I consistently use is that if your car is stuck in the mud, you can hold your foot flat on the accelerator, you still don't get anywhere. And most people in life are stuck in the mud, they are bogged, and they just are going flat out and they're not going anywhere. This is just how most people operate. So the other day when I was talking to this client, I said to them, most people mistake productivity for progress, and they're different. Just because you think that you're being productive or being busy, you're not really progressing. And so the core thing really is that if you're being productive, you really want to make sure that there's progress there. I think it's just a really quick conversation that you need to have with yourself on almost a weekly basis, and ask yourself that question: is what have I progressed with this week? Has that progress been important? Is it moving me towards a valuable mission or some sort of a purpose in life, or something that's helping me to really achieve what I want in the future, in the long run? And is that productive or is it non-productive? I think that it's important because just so many people get caught out by thinking that activity is progress, and it's just not. Just because you're busy and running around like a clown doesn't really mean anything. And so just please make sure that if you are doing things, that it's helping to progress towards a meaningful purpose, a meaningful mission, and that you're achieving goals. If you look at your life 3 years ago, is your life better or worse? And if it's not better, then it needs to change. And I think that needs to be for all areas. In one of the other podcasts that I was talking about, I was saying that my energy now is better than what it was when I was a 21-year-old. My physical pain in my body is less now as a 38-year-old than what it was when I was 21. Financially, I'm better off now than what I was when I was 21. And I'm financially better off now than what I was last year. So there is consistent progress that's there. And if not, there needs to be changes that need to be made. Is my relationship better with Jess than what it was a year ago? And I think that it is. Now, that can change in any second, but I think that our communication skills have improved massively in the last 12 months. We're more open in our dialogue. We're able to communicate more about what we want in the other person's values. So there's progress there. Are my relationships with friends better or worse? Is the quality of my friendships better? Are we helping each other to achieve our outcomes? And I would say yes. I don't know that it's changed that much in the last 12 months, but what I do know is that if I have a look over the last 10 years, the quality of friendship circles that I've been able to progress into has been a lot better. And I think I'm more effective at understanding my friends a lot more as well. I think that it's just important to stop every now and again and just check in, and really check in life in general. And are you progressing? Are you moving things forward? Because if not, you might just be busy and you're mistaking activity for progress. And just because you're busy doesn't mean life's getting better. It doesn't mean that you're achieving things and moving closer to your dreams. You might just be burning energy for the sake of burning energy. I hope that this helps Driven Mofo. I know that these podcasts hopefully are making people think more. I had it years ago where someone said to me, why are you such a prick? It was someone who was like, I guess they were having a bit of a dig at me. It was an old staff member who obviously is an old staff member, but I guess we have open, transparent communication in our team anyway. And they were just like, why are you such a prick? Meaning as in like, why when I talk to people do I just cut the bullshit and cut straight down the line? And I said, it's because I really care about people more than they care about themselves in most cases. Something that I love to do is to make people think. And I said, people will think because what I say resonates with them, and they'll go, okay, I get it. And then other people who don't want to listen to me, I'll make them think, because I'll plant a seed in their head that, by the way that I fuck with them in their own mind, that'll make them think about what I've said no matter what. I've had some clients that I've worked with in the past, and I'll say to them, like, if they're being challenging in a coaching situation, I'll just say to them, I'm going to make you think about what I need you to think about, whether you like it or not. And we can do this the easy way, which is you come in with an open mind and we work together and we get this done. Or what I will do is I will plant a seed in your head that is fucking volatile and will fuck with your head for a while, but you'll think through it and you'll think about it. And so I said, either way, you're going to be thinking about what we're going to go through, whether you like it or not. So how would you like to move forward with this? And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people, they justify their position, and a lot of people don't want to be vulnerable even though their life sucks. And they don't want to be vulnerable because they're afraid that they're stuffing things up and that they've got things wrong, and they're insecure and they think that people are judging them and they think that everyone's looking at them, when the truth is that no one probably gives a fuck, really. And this is something that I had to overcome, especially when you're on social media quite a lot. You do get a lot of people who talk a lot of shit. And I had to realize that the truth is that the majority of people don't really give a fuck about what I do. And the majority of people, even if they do give a shit about something that I post, they will write something where they're pissed off and they're frustrated. In 5 minutes, they'll be pissed off and frustrated with something or somebody else. And they're not going to lose any sleep over what, Michael Mojo's doing. I don't think that most people realize that. And so they make things worse than what they are, which then creates a shutdown mechanism or a freeze mechanism in their brain where they're not open to learning and they're not open to growth and they're not open to change, but they still have their goals and their dreams and they want to achieve something. They want to get somewhere, but they still don't want to grow. It's really easy to see when people get predictable results and predictable outcomes over a period of time. And one of those predictable outcomes is that they just don't get anywhere. And their life gets worse as they get older, not better. Their mental health gets worse, not better. And if you're someone who's listening to this and you check back in and 10 years ago your life was better than what it is now, then you really have to start having a serious conversation with yourself and start thinking about, whether you're just doing activities or whether you're actually making progress. And it's really important to make sure that you're not mistaking that activity with progress. And it's also really important to make sure you're having these tough conversations with yourself. But the reason why I do this is because I really want to help people. I think that the greatest thing that I can do as a person is to keep people driving in the right direction and achieving great things. I work with parents all the time. They say, I want my kids to live a great life. Well, if that's true, then you better be living a great life, because most kids will copy what you do. They won't listen to what you say. And the majority of parents will tell their kids to live a great life, but they don't live a great life. They'll tell their kids what to do, but they sure as shit don't do it. And kids will repeat your patterns of behavior in most cases, or they'll do 180 degrees the opposite of what you want them to do. That's just a standard pattern of behavior in basic psychology and basic human behavior. If you want your staff to do great things, then you better be doing great things. If you want your staff to be inspired, then you better be inspired. If you want your staff to make good decisions, you better be making good decisions. And so your life should be consistently improving by having good people around you and by achieving great things. And that cannot happen if you're in that shutdown mode where you just turn a blind eye to things that aren't working in your life. So anyway, I hope that helps Driven Mofos. I know this was a little quick episode, but I just wanted to shoot the shit and drop it and get it out there. I really appreciate all of those who are giving reviews on this podcast as well. It makes a massive difference and it's getting it out to more people. So I want to give a massive thank you to everybody who has done that and who has been doing that. It's so easy. You just click the stars and it gives you the ability to rate. It takes like 2 seconds. I would love everybody. I mean, I know there's thousands of people who listen to this every week, and I think we've only got like 30 or something stars. So I'd appreciate it if all the other people who haven't done it, do it. I think I would probably be so excited. I would wet my own bed if everyone who was listening, in the 1,000+ people who are listening to this podcast every week, actually gave me a rating and I woke up and there was 1,000 5-star ratings on there. But it is what it is. So if you could go and do that, I would really appreciate it. And for those of you who have already done it, you fucking rock. Thanks for being part of the community. Anyway, Driven Mofos, have a great day. Keep kicking massive goals. And remember, never underestimate the dream.